Hey, what's up everybody? I am Johnny Christ and this is Drinks with Johnny. Thank you so much for checking out and I hope you guys are all safe and healthy wherever you are in the world. Much love. Everything's fucked up right now. 2020 does not look like the year in our history that we're going to want to look back at fondly, but you're here, you're watching, you're getting away from that right now. I appreciate you. I also want to say how much I appreciate Sweet Drop CBD. These guys sent me some of this stuff out. It's all organic. There's a lot of things about CBD or cannabis oil that are out there, a lot of misinformation about what it can do. It doesn't alter your brain. If you think that, that's step one, you're wrong. Everything else, it does help. It's kind of like a health supplement in a way. And you can find all this out by going to sweetdrop.com and it's just all spelled out there for you. There's no bullshit. And if you use Drinks with Johnny as a promo code, that's promo code Drinks with Johnny, you're gonna end up getting 20% off your first order. I'm gonna start this episode off with a little Sweet Drop. And that's my favorite flavor right there. It's blood orange. It's pretty fucking good. And as I said, it's not gonna change like your mood or anything like that. It helps your brain. It's a health supplement. Go learn about it and then head to sweetdrop.com and use the promo code Drinks with Johnny. You get 20% off. I love the fucking product. You're gonna love it too. Now today on this episode, I'm fucking super excited. This is like, I don't even know how this happens. I'm about to talk to one of the living legends of NOFX and I'm about to tell him, he doesn't even know, about the fact that my first ever purchased record was a NOFX record before we even knew each other. And yeah, let's bring him on. How's it going, Eric Smelly? How you doing, man?
Dude, I didn't know. I mean, that's fucking badass. That's cool. That's humbling and just makes you feel, makes my balls tingle a little in a weird way.
So where you okay? Before we get into all that, we're gonna take a deep dive into all this shit, our friendship between other guys and everything like that, and my fandom. But right now you're in Long Beach, and on this day that is June 1st, there's a lot of shit happening in LA County. I first of all I have to ask your family, your friends, everyone there in Long Beach, everyone's okay, correct? Yeah,
we're good. The looting got probably within a mile of my house last night. And then I own a small business in an area kind of in the cool little hipster zone, a little boxing gym. And that neighborhood got hit last night, but we went unscathed.
Wow.
My partner and a couple other people were like kind of patrolling the neighborhood, scaring off the creeps from doing what they got to do. It's fucked because the neighborhood that they hit is just owned by ma and pa, a lot of immigrants, a lot of just like people from the community, man, and they're just devastating them.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the problem. Like, I understand the frustration. I've talked about it a little bit on my platform, and I think most of my fans know where I stand on it. It's fucking awful. Like, everything that's gone down is awful. But looting your local businesses isn't the answer. That's two steps back. Like
the mayor of Long Beach last night went on air and said a lot of the arrests they have made are from people from out of town that are just just being opportunistic and just following the protests, and then
they're using that as a mask to do fucking illegal shit. That's all they're doing.
Which takes the power away from the protest.
Absolutely.
It takes the it goes from like a protest with a very just cause to, oh, look at these fucking people looting.
Yeah.
You know what I
mean? It gives fire to people who shouldn't have fire right now. Like people who are going to say that this is stupid and blah, blah, blah. Now they have ammunition. Like it's just stupid.
It gives fire to the fucking racist asshole Americans. It's fucked up. I mean, I get the animosity. I get the anger. I can never understand it because I grew up white, I can never understand what it would feel like.
We will never understand that, and that's part of it. And understanding that is the best that we can do.
Right. I will never know what it's like to walk into a grocery store and have people automatically look at me and go, oh, is he going to steal something? You know what I mean? Like just that.
Wait, Eric. I have to bring that back. No one's looked at you going into a store and thought you might
because maybe the way I was dressed as a little punk rock kid, not just because of the color of my skin.
Not because of the color of your skin. Like clarify that. Not because of the color of the skin,
right.
But just just being Eric, you probably got a couple of looks.
Oh, those things. Rare, few and far between. Few and far between.
Dude.
So anyways, everything's good, man. It's, you know, we survived a lot of bangs and a lot of crap, like fireworks and gun sounds last night. And
I heard that here in Huntington Beach, too. Yeah.
And sirens. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, where they had a protest down here in Huntington yesterday, and everything ended up peaceful. It was great, but everyone was prepared because they had seen what happened in LA and Chicago and Minneapolis, all these other places in the country and around the world. There's been protests around the world too. I don't know if you saw that, but like in Canada and England, they're also protesting.
My sister lives in Berlin, and she called me yesterday morning, and she's like, "There's protests going on in Berlin."
Yeah. I mean, this isn't just an America thing. Like, everyone's like coming together, which is great. If there's going to be a silver lining, I just hope at the end of all this shit that there actually is some kind of change, because I've lived through it before, like the LA riots. You have too, where you expected change to happen afterward, and it kind of did, but it kind of didn't. It wasn't like nothing really changed then, and it's unfortunate.
Dr. Martin Luther King had a quote that I heard the other day that it resonated with me. It said, "Rioting is the voice for those that are unheard."
Mm-hmm.
You know, doesn't make it okay. And yes, there's fucking assholes, but some of it is just like, you know, what happens when you got a 2-year-old that can't express their feelings, or you're not listening?
Yeah,
they lose their shit.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, I don't condone it. I don't condone at all the people that are being opportunistic, but you
understand the other people who actually are protesting right now for a good cause, and if, you know, again, not condoning rioting, but understanding the frustrations and that the peaceful protests that have been going on for so many years now in different avenues haven't really changed anything. But for me, in my lifetime, I have never seen it globally protested this way. I've seen racial protests before, as I mentioned, in the LA riots, but I have never seen it in multiple cities like this. Have you ever seen it in multiple cities like this?
The LA riots were kind of like that. You know, it went on.
I was pretty young. I was about 7 or 8 years old. So I remember them, but I wasn't like
7 or 8. I was pushing 30. It was.
That's not to show your age. That's just show your legendary status. That's.
Thank you very much. No, it was. Yeah, it was nationwide. I mean, not like. Yeah, it went off in other cities for sure.
Okay. So, yeah, you just taught me there. I like that. Because, like I said, I mean, I was only watching what was happening in L.A. My dad was working in L.A. at the time, and I remember us watching the L.A. riots happening on TV and waiting for him to come home. Because this was before cell phones, too, so it wasn't like he could like, keep calling us and letting us know he was fine. He's like, "I'm leaving the shop right now. I'll be home when I can get home." And you just kind of had to sit there and wait.
Sublime sings about it. That song, it goes like, whatever, May 1992, there was a riot in the streets, where were you? And it goes off and names a bunch of cities in the middle of the song, in the bridge of the song.
Oh.
That shit went down in.
That's fucking, yeah. Well, you're teaching me. And you've taught me a lot over the years, unbeknownst to you. Like I said at the beginning of this show, this is a true story. I had already heard Punk and Troublic. That was playing on my older brother's CD player all the time. I was a huge fan of Punk and Troublic. It's still, to this day, probably my favorite NOFX record. Obviously, because it's the first one that I heard, and you have a kinship to that moment.
That one is where everything kind of really came together. It really did. So, I mean, I get it. You know, we've put some shit out since then.
Oh yeah, it's been. Oh no, and we're gonna get into all that shit. No, I mean good shit. I love all of it. NOFX.
No.
Okay. Let's start off by this. First time I had $1 to spend, there was a warehouse around the corner, walking distance from my house. I walked down with enough money for 2 CDs. I already had Punk and Troublic from my brother. I was going to steal that from him anyway. And then I was like, I want to hear more NoFX. I first grabbed, I have to be honest, Green Day's Dookie, because that was hot as shit right then.
Yeah, it's a great record. That's a great record.
It is a great record. I love that record.
And if you're like a little teeny, like preteen teen thing, that's a great way to get introduced into.
Yeah, I was 11 years old, I think. I was in 5th grade. So like it was right around this time. And then I saw a NoFX little slot, as they used to be. I don't know how many people watching this now understand what a CD slot was, but like it was lined up, and there was only 3 or 4 NoFX records, and the one that I gravitated towards was S&M Airlines.
Oh Jesus!
I saw the cover of the chick riding the plane, and I was like, well, I like Puck and Troublick. This looks awesome. So I'm one of the fans that I've heard Mike talk about it. I've heard other people talk about it, your guys' earlier years, and you don't speak fondly upon them. And S&M Airlines is kind of falls into that category. But like for me, I was like, oh, that record was fucking great. Every time I hear you guys talk about it, you're like, the early years kind of fucking sucked. And I was like, no, that was a great record.
We recorded that record in a weekend. And I did my drum tracks, I'm pretty sure, all in one day. Like, 12 songs in one day. And it was just like throw and go. The mics are on, let's fucking go for it. So there's mistakes all over the place.
But you don't, but it's punk rock, man. I never saw those mistakes. I still, when I listen to those records, I don't hear those mistakes. You guys hear it, but I don't hear those mistakes.
Okay, listen to that song, Day to Days. Okay. And then, yeah, it's on that record. Okay. The opening roll, I think the second roll in the song, like I almost dropped the drumstick, and the roll goes like, and then I come back in on the song. Like, we just did not, that's fine. Let's just go to the next one. There's fucking huge mistakes by my part in there to where I.
Oh, now I got to listen back to that because like I've felt like listening to NoFX over all the years that I have, that you guys kind of leave the mistakes on purpose. I thought that was like kind of the purposeful thing, because there's a lot of things like even you go to like So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes. There's like, fuck ponies. Fuck, and then the song starts. It's like all that shit. Like you guys have always like embraced that.
We've always like, we were never that good at musicians, and we were always cheap and unrehearsed, and just, we still do it, like fly by the seat of the pants. Like, you want to do this? Do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it tomorrow. Not being prepped. So all of our records that I pretty much learned the songs either in the studio right before we record, or just a few days beforehand. So I'm still struggling to find out where I feel, where I could put shit, where I could relax, where the song goes. So that tension,
that makes it even that more masterful to me. Because we in Avenged, we prep everything. Like when we go into the studio, as you know, I'm sure you've talked to Matt a lot. I know you guys are golf buddies for a while there. Like, we demo everything fucking up.
I even talked to Brooks. He's like, yeah, man, like everything is, when we go in, we know exactly what we're playing, how we're playing it, and when everything.
Yeah.
Us, it is a fucking shit show. And that's the way our tours are shit shows. That's kind of like the beauty of it. Our shows, like at our shows, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of them, one might be fucking phenomenal, and the next one is just like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
I never get the what are these guys doing, because you guys are very vocal about the fact that you are bombastic in that sense, and you just fucking go, let's see what happens. And I think that is one of the most things that I can respect, and that's like, oh my God, that is like my punk rock heart. That's like what I want to do, but I don't have the talent that you guys do to do it that way. I have to fucking like prep.
I'm kind of like you in a way. Like, I'm in the middle. Mike is just, it'll be fine. Yeah. It'll be fun. You know what I mean? And Melvin's just like, okay, whatever, let's go with the flow. And I'm kind of like, I want to know what I'm doing and where we're going and how we're going to, I need to kind of see a line. So it's kind of stressful on my end at times of the it'll be fine attitude. Whether it's we don't rehearse before tours, we go on tour. Let's say we haven't
and
played.
Being the drummer, that's got to be even. I mean, you're the one setting the pace for everything. Like I know how that is.
Yeah, we don't we have say we haven't played in 6 months. We got a show coming up. Our rehearsal will be sound check that day, just to make sure the equipment works. Then after that, it's the shows are the shows.
Dude, that's fucking gnarly. That is, I love that, and I respect that so much because I'm just like, you almost want that in a lot of ways. Because I'm like you're just saying how it's stressful for you, but in my mind, I'm like, God, if I could just let go like that, that would be fucking awesome.
There has to be a happy medium, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Like let's say we had 5 rehearsals before a tour, 5 2-hour rehearsals. Run through the 20 songs, 30 songs we're gonna play, you know, whatever, cool. Like Bad Religion goes in a week before, and they'll play every day for a week. You know, what do you guys do?
Fucking probably longer than that. Yeah, I mean, like we'll probably do like a week or 2 before we go out on tour somewhere locally, and then wherever the tour starts, we'll do a couple of days there. I mean, we have all that production and everything too that our crew needs to set up, and we need. I mean, right now our fucking roadies are fucking struggling, and if anyone's watching right now or listening, just put in Roadie Strong on your thing, and if you can donate, just go over there and do that, because as you know, there's a lot of people right now who are living day to day, and they're not on the road right now. And like you and I are fine, but there's people that we employ that jump from one band to another and find another gig here and there. And right now, there's no gigs for them to jump to, so they're just kind of fucked.
No, at all. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Like they are out overnight, out of work, or however long it lasts.
Yeah, and there's no way. So a lot of times, like I don't know about you guys, I don't really know that history of your guys' touring. But as you say right now, I imagine, have you guys had to like cancel tours before or anything like that?
Before in the past?
Yeah.
We canceled one South American tour because shit was getting kind of sketchy. Mm-hmm. And then no, we ended 2 tours early because Mike got really sick on one, and then he blew his knee out on another one. So
okay. Just a couple, but like my point to that. Yeah, my point to that is like when you have to cancel shows or have to cancel a tour, there's still a sense for these roadies to get back out on the road sooner than later. Right now, there's no fucking idea when that's going to happen. Like, a lot of people can speculate and say, oh, this is how they're going to make concerts happen. This is how they're going to make concerts happen. We don't know. You can't just throw that shit out there like it's fucking fact. We have no idea how concerts are going to happen again right now. And some countries or states or cities or whatever do open up the gates and say, okay, you can have shows. What's the capacity of the venue going to be at? You know, and then let's say the venue can only hold 50%. You know, that means the band's guarantee is way down. Can't afford to pay the guys their rate because, you know, we still have the same expenses, but there's less money. It is a lot of moving parts, man.
The worst domino theory. It's not even theory. It's domino fact. There is.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. That's why I say to everyone, we teamed up with the guys in Hailstorm for the Roadie Strong Foundation, where we're trying to help a lot of the guys that are off the road right now by floating them some money to keep doing what they're doing, and hopefully we get back sooner than later in some capacity. As you mentioned, it's like, what is that capacity? We don't even fucking know. It's so far up in the air that like.
Did you guys have to cancel shit because of this?
Not because of this. We had to cancel a tour that we were going to do in the summer of 2018, and we've been off the road since. Just writing and working on it. Yeah. That's why I'm podcasting, man. I'm fucking twiddling my thumbs over here.
All right. I mean, I get, you know, bands need time off and all that stuff to reset and, you know, whatever, all that kind of shit. That's a long fucking time.
Yeah, well, you know, we usually come off the road, and we did it the same way. We come off the road and we start writing, and we're not going to get back on the road until we're done writing and producing the record. usually that takes a certain amount of time, and then there's other factors that came in along the way this time that extended it. But like, yeah, it's just, and then of course the factor that fucked everybody in the world with the coronavirus. Now we're sitting there like going, well,
all right. So you guys do the proper thing. Write a record, release the record, tour that cycle, come back home, take a break, start it all over again.
Absolutely, rinse and repeat.
We don't fucking do that. We'll release a record.
What is the NOFX process then?
There is none. We'll release a record, then not tour for 2 years, and then release 2 records while we're on one. I mean, it's just, there's just no rhyme or reason. There's no fucking cycle. There's no anything.
But but oh god, I'm so envious of that though, because that is what makes NOFX and the legendary punk band. For me, and I've said this in circles amongst my friends, and I don't know how you or any of the rest of the guys would take it, but NOFX is the Beatles of punk rock to me.
Whoa!
Like
the way
you guys fucking put shit together is, it's epic. It's fucking epic. And then the casual sense that you get, even just listening to it, it just feels so real and raw that way. Because you guys are very casual about it, you may not even realize how real and raw the record sounds to a fan or something like that. Like it's genuine. Like when I hear Mike singing his lyrics, an awesome lyricist, and I feel like I know Mike, and I've met Mike a few times, but I don't know Mike. Like, right. But I feel like I know him through his lyrics. I feel like I know you from the way that you played drums, even on a fucking record. I feel like I've heard all those things. Like, that's what I mean by the Beatles of punk rock.
Thank you, man. I mean, that's big ass. I mean, that's a hell of a compliment, man. That really is. Beatles to me are my all-time favorite songwriters. Right? Those fucking guys.
And that's where it comes from. It comes from you guys' songwriting. Like the way you guys have, you know, you downplay it every time. Like, we're just not that good at playing music. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I've transcribed plenty of NOFX songs in my life. You know what the fuck you're doing. You know how to play fucking music.
There's this. Mike writes all the songs.
Okay.
And none of us are trained musicians. None of us have ever taken lessons. None of us are anything. So with that, there's a freedom of writing what feels good. You're not, you don't have boundaries. You don't have like, oh, this fifth can't go against this, you know, all this kind of weird technical bullshit. So maybe that has something to do with it.
I think that has a huge part to do with it. Obviously.
Right. Like you just write what feels good or what sounds good. But for me, like, I'm not one to talk our shit up. I'm going to say we have some really good stuff, and I'm going to say we have a lot of really bad shit. I'm not one of those guys that's going to go like, you know, every time you talk to them, they're like, oh, we're the fucking this, we're that, we're this, we're that. Like, I think The Decline is a perfect song to me.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, start to finish, it takes you on this fucking epic journey. But then a lot of shit in between there is just 2-minute fillers until that one song comes out.
Dude,
you know?
And one of those one songs that came out that completely shape-shifted everything that I thought about music. My dad was growing me up on metal. My mom was growing me up on pop. I had Michael Jackson in one ear and Metallica in the other. And until I heard Linoleum.
Oh, that makes sense why you guys sound the way you do. You got the fancy stage wear, but then you got the fucking scary music.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. Yeah. So, but like when we get, then when I get to 5th and 6th grade, I hear Linoleum for the first time. And then you guys did, or Mike, I guess, probably hated playing it so much that you guys did the new Linoleum, right? Is that out yet? I know that our boys played on it.
Well, yeah, we recorded that. This is how fucking weird we are. I recorded those drum tracks a year and a half ago. January 1st, 2019. Yeah. Oh. And this is how weird we are too. Mike calls me up 4 days beforehand. He goes, "Oh, dude, we're recording a new record in 4 days." I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? I don't even know the song. We're recording a new record. Be up here. Bill Stevenson's already booked. He had everybody else booked, but he didn't even run it by me. I was on a family vacation in Mammoth that we do every fucking year for New Year's.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the fuck?
That's a great vacation. That's got to be a fun vacation, though, on the side note. That sounds awesome.
So I rushed down. We fucking did this record. It's fucking stressful. It's gnarly. I don't know the songs. The songs are complicated. All this kind of shit. A year and a half later, the shit's still not out.
So yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, I'm gonna see a couple of the boys later, talk to a couple of the boys later, and I was gonna ask them again. I'm just gonna ask you. Like, I know that they played those guitar licks on him, those guitar solos, and I was like, when is that song gonna come out?
Dude, they fucking tore that shit up too. They really did. You know, to be honest, I don't think it's coming out on the record.
Fucking even better. I'm gonna go talk to them later and be like, I talked to Eric and you
wasted their time.
You wasted your fucking time.
Dude, because the record has this real God, I don't know, kind of dark, powerful feel to it. And that song's upbeat. I mean, there's lots of fast songs on the record, but it's a little darker. Mm-hmm. And that song's sort of campy, kind of goofy in a weird way.
It is. I heard the song when the boys were recording the solos on it.
That it distracts from the mood of the other songs.
Yeah.
So it'll come out as a single or something like that down the line. But
I mean, that idea behind it though was like the antithesis for Linoleum, because you're fucking tired of having to play Linoleum, is fucking hilarious to me. That is NOFX to me. Like that's the shit that I love.
Yeah, like it's like I am purposely ruining this song with the same music, but I'm gonna fucking sing about stupid shit and retire it after you hear this.
And I love that you use Zachy and Sinister in destruction of Linoleum.
Yeah, it's like just fucking over the top noodling that's out of control.
Before we really crossed paths, we had crossed paths on the Warp tours and stuff like that.
You guys first started touring. That was probably
that was our first, dude. On 2003, when NOFX and Rancid was on Warp tour. And we were on the what's his name?
Not Ernie. Well, yeah,
not Ernie Ball. The other one.
You went
Maurice,
on
the Maurice stage.
Okay.
We were on the Maurice stage most of it and watching NOFX and Rancid. I had just joined the band. I don't know if you know this. The band formed in 1999. I joined in 2002. We made Wake in the Fallen and then went on Warp Tour. It was like my first real tour. And being the huge punk rock fan that I was on fucking Warp Tour with NOFX and Rancid, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I wasn't old enough to drink yet, but I did, and I was a little 19-year-old fucking shit hanging around like all these, like you remember, you know how Warp Tours, you did probably way more than we did.
I think we've done somewhere between 9 and 11 of them, somewhere in there.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, that's a lot of fucking Warp Tours.
We pretty much did every other year since 1996. You know, and then we stopped 2010, I think. So whatever that is, I don't know.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of them. Dude, those hangs, though, were... I didn't go to college. I dropped out of high school. Those were my college years, was going to Warped Tour and learning the ropes from all of you guys in this punk rock world, and everyone was so fucking cool. That's the thing that like I couldn't wrap my head around. I'm a 19-year-old kid at the time. I couldn't wrap my head around that.
That's what's fucking cool about punk rock. I mean, I'm sure it's sort of the same in some ways in the metal world, but also probably not. There's a camaraderie, man. There's not a whole lot of egos and attitudes. There's not a whole lot of I'm better than you, kid. Yeah. I'm the head. You know, that's the last. Dude, we are all people at the end of the day. We all get pimples on our ass. We all fucking.
We all send pictures of each other taking shits.
Right.
I mean, like that's.
You know, there's no room for ego. And in music, we're just lucky to be able to tour and make a living, or even just tour and have it pay for itself, or even lose money, because that is you. If you get to do that, you won the lottery in music. Most musicians sit in their fucking garages and don't get out because it's really hard.
Yeah.
You know, so the Warped Tour was just a group of people that I feel were just peers. You know, some bands are more popular than others. There's bands coming up, there's bands going down. But at the end of the day, when the show's done, everybody's just hanging out, drinking beer and throwing fucking fireworks at each other. It's just fun.
Yeah.
There's no
that
ego.
was, I mean, that I couldn't appreciate Warped Tour more for our band, and even just myself. I'll even speak for just myself. Like, that shaped the rest of our career in so many ways. That camaraderie after we load out, and then everyone has the the barbecues, the beers, you know, you got Lyman who's heading the whole thing, just hanging out with everybody and hitting golf balls into a fucking lake, like just and seeing that, it just really shaped you know, what ego we could have or would have had we not gone through that.
Steve Van Doren, the owner of Vans tennis shoes, probably at the time, probably 65 years old, a guy in the dirt with the kids every day, just fucking happy. And then at the barbecue, serving up hot dogs and stuff like that, you know? But yeah, I'll tell you this. It's cool that you guys had that platform to start touring on.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of bands, us included, and all that, we just would just get in a van and roll into a city and play parties or play a gas station or play a record store or whatever. Maybe we'll roll into a city and just try and figure it out, like where we're going to play. It is really cool that punk rock had built a foundation enough to where bands that had a little buzz could have a platform to play in front of 2,000 people every fucking day.
Yeah.
And really elevate this. Like you guys started off, I remember the first time I saw you guys, and then a couple years later, I was like, holy fuck, they've tripled in size. They're actually now headlining shows.
Yeah. I mean, that happened. Like my first tour was a co-headlining tour with Atreyu with the guys. It was a 2-week tour up and down the West Coast. And I say co-headlining like we were headliners, but there was a couple of shows that were in front of a few hundred people, but there was also a couple of shows I remember that were in front of 15 people. So it was like, we still weren't doing anything yet. And then the Warped tours that we did a couple years after that, really, they absolutely gave us a platform. That's where we got signed to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers came out to a Warped tour, found us on one of the stages, and that's how we fucking signed to Warner Brothers.
Did they hear about you guys and come out and check you out? Or did they just stumble across and go, oh, look at these fucking creepy looking dudes?
I think it was a little bit of both, to be honest. Andy Oliphant, who is still one of our very good friends, he's no longer an A&R agent, obviously, but he was the one that brought Warner. He was out on Warped Tour kind of checking things out, and he had heard some things. So he's like, okay, let me go check out this Avenged Sevenfold thing, see what it's all about. And then he brought in Craig Aronson, rest in peace, and Tom Wally, who then came out, and I remember having a meeting in a fucking trailer, one of the Warped Tours, like in the middle of the day, and that was like my first time meeting Tom Wally, the CEO of fucking Warner Music. And I was like, this is fucking crazy.
It's pretty gnarly that those guys saw enough in our genres of music to go out in the middle of fucking wherever the fuck they were, hang out in the dust and the dirt just to scope out these bands.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I don't know. It sucks, is I don't know that that's the way that it happens anymore. I just don't fucking know anymore.
Well, what kind of music? I mean, yes, there's probably some organic factors of music, but I don't know of it happening really organically anymore.
No, I don't know either. Like we're talking to the wrong people. We need to get like someone who's like 20 years old on here and fucking tell us what's up.
Yeah. My finger's way off the pulse of what's. You know?
I know that I love technology, and I've adapted to it this way. I've adapted to it in my home studio and doing the podcast, but I still don't know how you. I'm thankful that I have already had some success, because I don't know how you get it now. Like, I don't know if I had to start over right now. I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. Oh, I got a question to ask you.
Yeah, man.
About 4 years ago, I'm going to guess, Matt sent me a video from a wedding of some band playing Leave It Alone, or maybe it was you guys, or...
Oh, no. It was, it was our good friend Cam Rackham. He's a great artist. He's done a lot of art for us, and he's been a friend from like high school. Like he's a lifelong friend. We didn't do it, but there was a punk rock cover guy playing shit on acoustic guitar on this boathouse that we did. He did some Bad Religion stuff. He did Leave It Alone.
Okay, that's what it was.
We were all drinking. I was there when Matt was like, I'm going to send this to Eric. And he sent it like right then after he recorded it, and it was fucking...
yeah. and then that took me down the rabbit hole, and then I saw that you guys had covered, like, I guess maybe it was Warped Tour or some outdoor shows, Linoleum a few times.
We did Linoleum quite a few times, actually. So it started when we were, the Slide Bar in Fullerton. We did like a random I think it was to boost the release of an album or something, but we did like a surprise concert there. We let people know like a few hours before that we were going to be there, and then we just went up and we played a bunch of shit and we did some covers, and one of the covers was Linoleum, and like it was so much fucking fun to play the song that like for all of us, and not just me. Like this time I can actually speak for my friends. Linoleum was like the song of our generation. Like everyone here in Southern California was just like, you all knew Linoleum. Like that was the fucking staple. If you were even kind of into punk rock, you knew Linoleum, and that was like a song that when we were like, hey, let's do a cover of that, I was like, perfect, I already know it. I transcribed that when I was 12 years old.
So maybe it's quite appropriate that you guys helped put it in the grave.
Exactly.
Rest in peace, Linoleum. Avenged killed it with their fucking spooky guitar.
As we kill everything, it's like we threw in Grills like right at the end when Grills were about to die, and we put him on and went to the VMAs.
You guys did not do Grills.
Oh, we did. We killed those too, dude. We're the Killers. Well, not the band, but we're the.
No, wait a minute. So I got to ask you this, and you guys are fucking a great band, great musicians, and all that shit. But is there a sense of parody inside of your band too? How so? Like the name, and I'm not the name. Like Johnny Christ and Matt Shadows.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That comes from it's kind of a meld of like Guns N' Roses and you guys, frankly, with like fucking different names. It's like Motley Crue, all these things. So like in the 80s, it was like more serious fake names, and then you guys come around with the funny fake names. So it's somewhere in between, I feel.
I think it's like Johnny Christ. I mean, obviously that's short for Jonathan Christmas, you know. So.
Only my mother calls me that.
Jonathan Matthew Christmas. only when she's mad at you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't know.
Where did Smelly come from then? You bring out the names. Where did Smelly come from?
I was a fucking little shitty fucking drunk, stinky, farting, acid-eating fuckhead. I just stunk. And here's where it really.
I can relate to that. I was actually the guy in the van that got kicked out a few times because I was stinking up the van. They're like, "Get the fuck out of here."
Okay, so here, this is. I mean, what I just said is the truth, but this is where it really stemmed from. I was on tour. I think I touched on this in the book too. We were on tour, and I caught VD from some girl.
Okay.
Like I stuck.
Which one specifically?
Which girl?
No, I mean I don't expect you to remember that. Which
non-gynecological urethritis or something like that. It's just a standard little fucking infection in your wiener hole.
Okay.
It sounds like you're familiar with this stuff.
I'm not. But I'll think
which one? Let me check my list.
Let's see if we could hang out together.
So this is about 2 weeks before our tour's ending, maybe a week before tour's ending, and I got a girlfriend at home. And this is in the late 80s, and I got a girlfriend at home. I'm like, oh fuck, how am I going to explain this? I'm coming home with a fucking venereal disease, right? That doesn't happen on its own.
That sounds like a very scary nightmare.
Yeah, but I mean, good thing that I've had it in the past, so I know that they prescribe. I've had the same thing in the past. They described tetracycline. It's an antibiotic and it kills ED. When I was a kid, I had fish tanks, and if the fish tanks got fungus in them, you throw in tetracycline. So I knew that if I went to the fish store, they sell it over the counter at the fish store. I can buy tetracycline. So
that is fucking amazing.
I went into a fish store, I bought a bunch of tetracycline, and I just started eating it. And then that tetracycline, it cleared out the VD for sure, but what it did is it gave me the fucking gnarliest gas for so long. It was
like weeks or days, or when you say long, like how long?
Well, I mean, as long as I took the tetracycline for like the week-long cycle, and I was taking like 3 pills a day for like a week or whatever it may be, that it was so fucking bad that I would just sit in the back of the van, and then they would hear me start giggling, and then all like, you fucker, getting punched, and God damn it. And then 2 minutes later, I started going, You know?
So okay, that you're in the back of the van with. So I remember when we were in those econo vans doing warp tours, everything like that, early in our career for fucking a lot of years early in our career. But we all had spots that we took in the van. Where was your spot for the night?
We didn't have that.
You didn't have
just,
that?
wherever you ended up, you ended up.
That's amazing. So that again, everything you're saying just sums up NOFX. It was just like, yeah, we just fucking wherever we fucking passed out is where we passed out.
Yeah, and then we would do like, we had an overnight drive. Somebody would drive 2 hours, go to bed, wake up the next guy. He would drive 2 hours, and it was just on down the line.
That wasn't how we did it. I had joined the band as a young little shit, and more often than not, it was Johnny, you're driving. I was like,
but if you're driving a 6-hour drive or 8-hour drive overnight and you're fucking whooped, that's not a good idea.
No, I almost killed us a couple of times, to be honest.
Awesome.
There was a couple of times that I fell asleep at the wheel. Like, I literally did. And Jimmy, our old drummer, he was sitting shotgun with me because this actually happened. He was supposed to drive that night, but then he got drunk and he said, you drive. And I was like, well, okay. It's not like I really have a choice. And so in turn, instead of going to the back where he usually said, he said, but I will sit up with you. And it had gone into the morning at that point, and it was broad daylight, probably 10 o'clock in the morning. We're probably trying to get to a warp tour, if I remember correctly. And I get woken up as I'm about to go into the center divider. And I went, oh shit. And then someone woke up and took over. But like, I'd been driving all night and everyone had been partying, and I was like, oh, this is not a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's fucking a 19-year-old kid behind the wheel up all night, man. It's just not a good. I mean,
we lucked out. There was a few other stories. I'm sure they'll come out over the podcast over the years of like how many bad decisions.
Bayside had that happen, and actually somebody passed away.
Yeah, that's where it's like, I'm laughing now because we came out okay, but like, yeah, there's a lot of times like that tragedies happen with bands traveling in their. Everyone knows the Econo van. If you've been in a band, you know the Econo van, like that. Yeah. That 18 passenger van, and then you put a trailer on the back of it that weighs way too much for the trailer, and if you get up to 70 miles per hour, everything starts to shake, and you're still going to the next fucking gig, and it's like, it's scary.
It is a recipe for disaster, and you throw a bunch of people in there, no one's seatbelted or any of that kind of shit, and the amount of hours and miles you're driving, it makes the risk get higher and higher and higher.
Absolutely.
You know? It's kind of crazy.
It's amazing that some of us, as many of us have gotten through it and are still here, and then it's really sad for the ones that haven't. You know, that's just fucking. You risk a lot for music, is what it comes down to.
Well, it's something we love to do. You know what I mean? And like, and it sounds like you guys were in the same boat as us. Like, we didn't tour to make money. We didn't tour to get popularity or fame. We toured just because we love to fucking play.
Yeah.
You know, we did. Like we joined. I mean, we got together in '83. 84, we'd been together a year, maybe, I think it was 84, we did our first tour. You know, we could barely play our instruments.
How did you guys meet though? Like the origin, what was your first meet? I mean, you already alluded to, like, Mike's kind of the man with the plan behind everything. When did you first meet Mike, and what was your first thing?
I mean, I distinctly remember the very, very, very first night I met Mike. There was this old punk club called the Cafe de Grand in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just where all the punks used to go hang out, like 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. And I think they closed in 84. It was just go hang out. And, you know, there'd be band there. Every Tuesday night they had shows, Fridays and Saturday, and then Sunday they had shows. So it was just this fucking place. So I lived about 20 minutes from there. Mike lived about 20 minutes from there, but in the opposite direction. And Melvin lived like 5 minutes from there. Melvin's from Hollywood. And I'm hanging out back of the club, not inside the club, but out. You know, people would go and just hang out in the street. Yeah. And this fucking little shitty, snot-nosed, skinny kid comes skating on up on a Black Flag skateboard. And I go, oh, man, nice skateboard. And we just started chit-chatting. And that's how I met Mike. And I'm going to get
It's so funny because I've talked to Joe Escalante about Mike on the early years too. I've had him on the show. We talked to him. He's like, yeah, the legendary punk rocker Mike was just a skinny little piece of shit fucking kid that I met at camp and like
summer camp. Yeah,
summer camp.
summer camp. Yeah, just and so yeah, sort of like our paths just crossed in the street behind a club, and we started chit chatting. And I think I was 15 at the time because I didn't drive, but I was in another band. And Mike had just started a band called False Alarm.
Okay.
And he's like, we're looking for a drummer. But I was in a band called Caustic Cause. And so I went and asked my mom, hey, Mom, my friend Mike, he lives in Beverly Hills, wants to know if I could drum for him. And that was far. That was about 45 minutes from my house. And my mom would have had to have driven me. And she's like, no, it's too far. Too far. Because the Costa Cause guys would come to our house and play.
Gotcha. Yeah,
so
well, you're the drummer. You're the one that has to, like, that's kind of how it starts. A lot of people who maybe aren't musicians listening to this, but, like, yeah, like, you always went to the drummer's house for the most part. Like, all the garage bands that I was in and everything, like, because you don't want to have to fucking move all that fucking equipment.
You know what? But then as soon as I got my driver's license, I quit Costa Cause. And I remained friends with Mike, and then we started NOFX.
That's fucking awesome. So, so NOFX, my favorite punk rock fucking band, would have never happened unless you got your license.
If Mike had bought another skateboard, and it was just a shitty average skateboard,
yeah. What if you rolled up with one of those like rainbow plastic skateboards, like
I would have
short
fucking
ones?
Look at this fucking poser, you know. So it was all because of that Black Flag skateboard that NOFX is together.
I fucking love it. That's a great fucking story. I love that.
It's true because that was the reason why I said, "Oh, hey, man, nice skateboard," or whatever. You know, I approached the conversation with him.
And then so shortly, was Melvin already with Mike at that point? Or?
No, Melvin wasn't with Mike, and Melvin didn't know Mike.
Okay.
And then I don't know exactly how they met. I think through a mutual friend, a guy named Dylan. So I didn't play with Mike in False Alarm.
Yeah.
I was in Caustic Cause. I think Melvin and Mike met a year or two later and started NOFX. Okay. I had my driver's license, and Mike called me.
Gotcha.
And then I was like, okay, cool. And then all three of us met.
Okay, and then going back to the start of this conversation with S&M Airlines, I know that there was a guy named Albino that was on that record, not El Jefe, who's now, like, when did El Jefe come in? What was the deal with the Albino? I'm going by the CD.
Albino was a guy named Dave Casillas.
Okay.
Dave Casillas was a legendary guitar player in the Nardcore scene, from like the Ventura County scene. Okay. He was in a band called Stalag 13.
Okay. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and his name's Dave. And he was a pretty fucking good guitar player, good like lead guitar player at the time. So what happened is in 85, I moved to Santa Barbara. Out of high school, I moved to Santa Barbara. Just went up there and I was hanging out. Mike went to San Francisco for college, and Melvin was still living in Hollywood. So we were split up between Hollywood, Santa Barbara, and San Francisco. And we would all meet in Santa Barbara to play a show or this or that. We were a band, but everybody was just doing their thing. We'd get together every now and again. I met Dave Casillas. Actually, we put flyers up on a wall. We decided we wanted a second guitar player.
You just decided, like, we need a second one. Okay.
Yeah, Dave Casillas from the legendary band Stalag 13 said, "Hey man, I'll play with you guys," and he could fucking play, and he was a name, you know. It would be like, I mean, this is way bigger of a thing, but like when you guys were first starting, if Dave Mustaine was like, "Yeah, I'll play with you guys," yeah. Whoa,
oh shit,
yeah, okay. So Dave came in, and Dave was a fucking great guy, but just a drunken wreck, a drunken wreck. So he lasted with us for probably 2 years, and then it was a mutual. We never called him back after a tour, and then we got Steve, who was on.
Is that Ribbed?
Steve's on S&M Airlines.
Oh, he recorded some of that too, or like?
No. Steve was on all of S&M Airlines. Dave was on Liberal Animation.
Okay, maybe that's right. Yeah.
That's Albino, I think. And then Steve came in, and he was like a metal guy that was going to that GIT, Guitar Institute of Technology.
Yep.
Just
Where
real noodle.
Sinister Gates went through.
Did they? Like anybody that wants to be like a rad metal guitar player goes there. And it worked. Like Steve was a great musician. He was a great artist. He was a great guy, but he was a metal guy from the metal world, you know. And so he was with us for a couple years. And Guns N' Roses got big, Poisons got big, and he thought that the money and the fame
was going there. Yeah.
He quit. We even were like, you know, we still weren't much of a band. We were touring occasionally. We were putting records out, but it was just a hobby. Then so he quit. And then El Jefe
so it was a hobby. Did you have a day job?
Yes.
What was your day job?
At that time, I was working for the LA Weekly, the newspaper.
You were a journalist, or
no?
Like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
No, I was a full-time heroin addict, and the job was they would give me. This was before the internet, and email and all that shit. So I'd have to go from store to store to store that was taking out ads in the magazine and pick up their film, like, you know, their ad that they had drawn up, and then they would get it made into a negative or whatever, so it could be printed.
Yeah.
So my job was
just everyone that you just told the story that anyone that's under the age of 25 has no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. I actually had to go pick up the film. They would go get it fucking, you know, lay it out, and then have to go bring it back to them. They'd have to look at it to approve it, and then have to bring it back. And then after that was done, a week later, I'd have to go collect the check. There was no wire money transfer. I'd have to go pick up the check. So I would just drive around for like 5 hours a day, but stretch it out to 8 hours a day so I could do my heroin shit.
That's a lost art right there. Like that.
With the Thomas Guide, like you had to figure shit out.
A Thomas Guide. No one knows what a Thomas Guide is anymore.
No, you had to figure out how to get from A to B.
Yeah. I remember we had maps when we started touring. We didn't have GPS. We didn't have fucking phones. We started touring with maps and did Thomas Guides. It was like,
and payphones. You go into a town and go, hey, man, I think we're lost. Where do we go? Off a payphone, you know? So anyways, so yes, I had jobs. And I worked in factories. I worked in like just
and Steve and this time Steve was in the band for a couple of years and moving on. Yeah. That's where I swayed you there for a second.
Melvin worked at Fred Siegel in the warehouse. Mike was off at college doing his thing, you know. So we were working. We were doing what young people do. Then Steve said, "Okay, metal is where it's at," you know. So he quit. We begged him not to quit, but he quit. El Jefe was a friend of mine. His real name's Aaron. He was a friend of mine. And I knew he was a really talented musician, knew nothing about punk rock, but I'm like, fuck it, let's give it a shot. So we tried him out, and he fucking killed it. And then the very first show we played with him was at Gilman Street. And I was like, we had no idea how fucking funny he was going to be. His fucking stage antics, his fucking his impressions. We had no fucking idea. And playing the trumpet and stuff. So we're like, El Jefe is solely responsible for, Mike's songwriting, and then El Jefe's personality when he came in for shifting us up a notch.
Dude, I've met Aaron a few times now. He was out when we were playing with Metallica in LA. He came out and I was there when he was making tacos at fucking Warped Tour, and I was drunk as fuck, and I had like a couple extra tacos, and everyone's like, dude, you ate all the tacos. It's like, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. El Jefe is the fucking best guy. Like, honestly, he's such a nice dude, and he's fucking hilarious.
Is. And what you see is what you get. Like, you know what I mean? He's just a nice guy. There's no ego. There's no attitude.
And how did you know him before? You mentioned that you knew him before, but how did you know him?
There was this house called the Fountain House. There was two houses, actually. The Fountain House and the Tamarind House. That was just like a squat. There was like 15 people living in it. You know, just a lot of drugs, a lot of booze, just, you know, there's two houses like just punk rock, just squat rat nests. El Jefe lived at one of them and I lived at the other. But we would, like, you know.
The houses was intertwined.
Right, the party would go from this house to this house, you know, back and forth. And then I just met him. And Jefe was going to college. He was never really he wasn't into the drug scene. He wasn't into the partying, but he lived in there, and you know, it was cool. And every time I saw him, I would say, "Come here, you little fat little beaner," and I'd beat him up. And we just had this like ongoing joke, and I'd just fucking pin him down on the ground and punch him and stuff.
I guess that's only okay for you to say. I don't think I could say that.
No, he's my fat little beaner. I can say that. I love the guy.
No, dude. So there's a couple things that I need to ask about. Like you've mentioned a few times, the drugs, the alcohol that you guys had earlier. And for you, I know that you're famously sober now. How many years do you have of sobriety now?
27.
That's a lot of years of sobriety. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I just have to ask, like, how is it now? Like I mean, it's been 27 years, obviously, but I mean, everybody has seen Mike's battle with it, or if you even want to call it a battle, or just how Mike is with drugs and alcohol. And you're still in a band with him. So what is that dynamic like? Obviously, you guys are still friends and play together. Like, what is that like?
It's weird. It's like I love the guy like a brother, but it's weird because I have to keep a wall up and I have to keep a distance because he brags about how awesome it is and all this and all that. But I see what it's doing to his life and how he's like angry and grumpy and bitter a lot, you know? So it's him like overcompensating. And it's real easy for him to brag about how rad it is to do drugs when you have a lot of money in the bank, you know, because if you don't have a lot of money in the bank, people that get fucked up on drugs end up going to whatever means they can to get it.
Right.
And it's not good. And the fact of the matter is nothing good will ever come out of it.
No.
Like you will
at that
not
level. Like there's for me, like there's a certain level of things there. It
has touched you. I know it has touched you in a very personal way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's touched me with a lot of friends and stuff. And when I see somebody like going like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome," I know what the end result is, and I knew what I felt like when I was doing it, and I know that fucking lie is just a lie.
Yeah.
So it's really fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know.
As hard as it is it like? I mean, like you're talking about it right now. Like it's just got to be. It's got to be difficult to see that, and like you said, I have seen that personally, and it ended very badly. Are you still able to talk with Mike on a regular basis? Like, is it like, do you guys, and when you do, do you know that he's throwing up that guard, or is it just like you can still connect with him on that level before?
No, I kind of put a wall up, and I mean, I love him like a brother, but until like I see him and like, you know, I see him probably once a month. I could go up to his house and record some shit or whatever, you know. But it's not my lifestyle, you know. Yeah. I've grown up. I've grown beyond. Not saying that his lifestyle is bad. It's just not mine.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I mean, bad for me, and I know the end result won't be good for him. But because I have a problem with drugs and alcohol, doesn't mean I have to make my problem his problem, even though I know he has a problem. But if he honestly came to me and said, "Hey, I need help," I would fucking drop everything. I would be there, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would not let him down.
Are you back, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I had to go to my cell phone.
So yeah, if you could turn it sideways, it's perfect. Well, I'm glad you weren't on for one of my live episodes.
That would have fucking. I had my computer charged up to 73%. I was like, "Oh, okay, we're good."
Yeah, it should have been, but yeah, the conversation kind of kept flowing. So I just want to, like, there's a couple more things I was about to ask, and then I'll do a couple more things and I'll let you go. But I was, like we said, Alcoholics Anonymous has been the tool for you to get sober. I'm very familiar with that. My father is 30 plus years in Alcoholics Anonymous. And I know one of the steps is to apologize or make amends.
Make amends.
Amends is what it is, yeah. And I just, you don't need to go into detail on that or anything like that, but I just have to ask a personal question. Like, what were your amends, not specifically what were your amends, but how did you go about that? Like, that was, you know, as people who may not understand, like through drugs and alcohol, you've gone through that to an extent. You've probably harmed people at least in a verbal bashing of some kind. Maybe it wasn't physical or anything like that, but at least
it's even way deeper than that. It's stuff like just my actions. Let's say just by me being an alcoholic and an addict, just the uneasiness that it gave to my sister, my brother, and my mom and dad, or, you know, I had to apologize and make amends to pretty much anybody that cared about me and that I cared about. And it was to clear my conscience and give them an honest thing. And if they accepted it, great. If not, it's up to them. But the damage that alcoholism causes isn't just from like being a drunk pile of shit one night or wrecking the car, like obvious, visible stuff. There's a lot of internal stuff. Like, how many nights did my parents stay awake wondering where I was? You know, it's a lot deeper than just, you know, I was an asshole. And it was hard for me. It took me about 5 years to apologize to my dad, because we had never, ever had an open relationship where we could talk about it.
You talked about that in the NOFX book, too.
Right.
You got into pretty great detail. Everyone should go check that out if they haven't already. But yeah, that actually segues me into one of my other questions that I have for you is, when you went into great detail about your relationship with your father in the book, had you talked to him about that release? Like, did he know what you were going to say? And I know you guys are close now. How did he react to that?
No, my dad's like a very big, strong, proud guy, but he covers that. That's his like big, like man's man kind of a thing, but it's because he's so soft inside. And after I read the first draft of the book, I was like, fuck. I didn't think of any ramifications. I was just doing interviews and just talking the stories with the guy, Jeff, that wrote the book. I was like, fuck. I mean, it was a huge part of my life, my upbringing and what I had to, you know, go through. And I didn't want to pass it by because it explained a lot of my insecurities and drug problems and looking for attention. But I also didn't want to hurt my dad's feelings at all, because we had crossed that bridge and actually become somewhat close. You know, it took 45 years, but we actually became like, okay, he's my friend. You know, we're good. Yeah. Really, really good. So my mom read a couple little snippets and she's like, you can't show this to your dad. It will kill him. It will absolutely kill him. And I was like, fuck. You know, I had a lot of remorse and a lot of, you know, trepidation about putting it out. But I just said, I have to. It's my story to tell, and I have to. And so I just told my dad, I go, Dad, the book's coming out. I highly suggest you don't read it. But if you do, please know that it comes around at the end. You know, it comes around. Like, it's not just all bad. And he goes, no, I'm not going to read it. I have no interest in reading it. You know, and so I'm glad he didn't. You know, and I'm sure some of his friends or some of my family probably said, hey, how did that make you feel or whatever? But it couldn't have made him feel good, because he would have held on to he has a lot of guilt about the way he raised me. He hasn't said it, but he said something to my mom once, and my mom relayed it to me. He said, it's sad that I don't have any good memories of raising my children, you know? Yeah. So he has a lot of guilt. So I don't want to rub in on that, you know, because we are where we are.
Yeah, and as you said, it comes around in the book and in your life. I know now that like, you guys are good. Like you guys, like you just said, you're friends. Like, and that's what you want out of parenting. Like for me, I got a 3-year-old son, and we're friends. That probably because I'm a fucking adolescent still, and I'm like, yeah, I can hang out with a 3-year-old. But like, that's kind of the relationship you want, and I'm glad you guys have that now.
And when it came to making amends to my father, yes, I could have blamed him for a lot of the abuse that I went through. I mean, I could have blamed all of my. I could have blamed all of my actions because you did this to me. But that's not what amends is about.
Yeah,
it's about just saying, I'm sorry for what I did to you. I have a responsibility in this, dance as well, And so
that's what it is recognizing yourself too, right? That's part of that step.
Right. Yes, there was a lot of bullshit I had to deal with, but it doesn't make it okay that I was a fuckhead from the age of 16 to 27.
Yeah. There was a different avenue that could have been taken. And
yes. So anyways, we're good now. And in the book, I express how neither one of us has ever said I love you to each other.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Yeah. Have you guys still to this day?
I actually, my dad was going through a rough thing a couple years ago, and I could tell he needed a little pat on the shoulder, and I was like, okay, here it goes. I'm gonna do it. And I go, hey, pops. He was like, yeah. He goes, yeah. I go, I love you, man. And he still couldn't fucking say it. He goes, yeah, me too. And then that was the end of the conversation.
I love that it's you have to put the man at the end of it too. I love you, man.
Like a fucking pat on the back, like it's cool, bro. But that was the first time. I mean, I was 50 years old at the time. That was the first time I've ever said it.
That's different, man. Like you've chronicled it in the book. Everyone should go check out the NOFX book. It's incredible. Real quick though, to kind of sidetrack from getting too heavy, everyone, if you want all the heavy shit, just go fucking read and listen to the book. But there's also some fun stuff. You guys did the audiobook yourself, each chapter. So if you don't know about the book, there's chapters from each member of NOFX. And if you listen to audiobooks, which I do because I don't like to read anymore, it's fucking nice. You can hear Eric speak his chapters through, and I just got to ask, what was that experience like? Like you said, you did an interview basically to get this book made, and then it comes into words, and then now you're reading these words back.
That's a really good question, because when we did the book, it was just interviews. I probably did 40 hours of just conversation and interviews, Mm-hmm. And then so I read the first draft, and I even read the book when it came out, and it was real kind of like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, this is awesome. This is a great book. And I didn't feel like I was reading about myself. I felt like I was reading another story, And then at one point I was like, oh fuck, this is actually me. That's how good of a book it is. But when it came to actually sitting in front of a microphone in a room by myself and reading it out loud, it was like me putting my soul out to the public. It was me really exposing myself, because beforehand it was just an interview. The guy put it in words and released it. It was just like any other interview, but it was just a good book. This was actually me opening up and bearing a lot of my demons and a lot of my feelings and insecurities and shit that no one's ever heard before. It was really fucking weird and heavy. Really heavy. That must have
been an experience, because like you said, you're like, oh, it's out, whatever. You can look the other way now. But when you had to actually read it back and see the quotes that you said, and I'm sure that, a lot of people don't know this about a lot of those autobiographies that are written by, they eventually get edited and written by other people, right? Like that's how autobiographies are made. Right. Especially among people like us who aren't novelists, Right. We're not fucking writing 1,000 pages. So there's somebody else who does that job, and they might take some liberties here and there. But would you say your words were pretty well accurate? 100%.
I mean, a lot of I remember the interviews, and it was verbatim. And he would tie it in with his sentences but it was pretty much, verbatim. And Jeff Lewis, the guy that wrote the book, had never written a book before.
Wow. I didn't know that.
He was crazy. The same guy that filmed Backstage Passport. He had never done a TV show before.
Wow. That guy did. Okay. I didn't realize that was the same guy. That's incredible. I love Backstage Passport, by the way. I was watching that when we were in Europe, and we actually went to Singapore shortly after that for the first time. And I saw your guys' Singapore episode there with Mike.
The Green Dragon?
The Green Dragon episode. I was just like, this is fucking brilliant shit. Like this, I was so excited to see a band of your level or any level, this show what traveling really is like. Like there was a part of it that was tongue in cheek and kind of fun and like all that, but then like you had your tour managers in there. You like showed a lot of the back noise that happens to make shows go on, and that was
right.
Like, and like LFA showing up fucking late as fuck with a fucking roasted chicken and shit like that. Like
no, instead of rotisserie, he called it roastisserie because roastisserie chicken. All that shit is fucking for real. And we were playing Korea. Hefe got lost and was walking the wrong direction to the club, and some kid picked him up on a moped, and like there was nothing scripted. It was all fucking real. And the whole premise behind Backstage Passport is like, let's go to these fucking weird places that not very many bands have gone through, and let's just see what the fuck happens.
Dude, what happens is exactly what happens to every fucking band. Maybe not exactly. We didn't get lost like Hefe did, but we definitely like saw a lot of similarities. We went to like
when bands tour in third world countries, and I don't care what fucking level you're at, the more third of the world, the more shit showy it kind of is.
Oh,
like
1,000%.
It's just freestyle. Like, wait a minute. These are the barricades you want to fucking put up to keep 10,000 people from
dude,
you?
When you try and take our American crew over into those fucking places, our tour manager, our production manager lose their fucking minds every time. Right. We're sitting in a hotel or backstage waiting to know if we're even going to be able to do that fucking show. Because they're arguing with the promoters the whole time. They're saying, oh, there's 3,500 people out here. Like, I know what 3,500 people look like. That's 7,000, and your barricades ain't going to do shit.
Right. Right. No, it is, like I said, the poorer the country, the more of a, because they have way less infrastructure, and they just want to fucking go. They want it to go. So it's really sketchy, and it's really hit and miss. But that is what I really fucking like. That was the same fucking attitude that brought me into punk rock, is the sketchiness, the what the fuck is going to happen? Is this going to work or is this not going to work? That is the same energy and the same excitement, the same like volatile fireball that's about to explode at any moment.
I'm so glad you said that too, because I was just talking shit about it, but I couldn't agree with you more. When those moments happen and you actually do get on stage, like after all the turmoil, it might be an hour late, it might be whatever, but once you get on stage and you're in front of those fucking fans, it is a different feeling, and it is so much fun.
Yep, and even if the shows get like, just whatever happens, if it's outside of the norm, if it's outside of the bus club play, if it's like, whoa, something exciting and new and real, what, the building's on fire and we're still going on? Fuck yeah, let's do it.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. So I got like two more things I want to touch on. First of all, how I got your number. I have a segment on this show. It's called Do You Know Brooks Wackerman? Because everybody knows that motherfucker. And, we fortunately got him in our band now after a long fucking list of legendary shit that he's done. I mean, I started my show a year ago, and every time I talk to somebody, I talk to Brooks, and I'm like, oh, this is what I'm going to have on the show next week. And he's like, can you ask him if that session that we recorded in 95 is still going to come out? And I'm like, how have you just done a session with everybody? So what is your relation to Brooks Wackerman is what I'm getting at?
My relation with Brooks Wackerman is I met him, I'm going to say, in 1995.
Okay.
He was a little kid playing drums on and off with the Vandals. Yep. And I just met him through the Vandals guys, I just knew he was like this little prodigy ripper kid. And then when it came out that I found out that he was in that kid metal band, Bad for Good or whatever the fuck they were called.
Bad for Good, fucking promo pictures. I had him on the show and I showed him to everybody. I had to. He was a gorgeous
it just made it that much. It made it that much better. And then, so one of the first times I hung out with Brooks, I kind of hung out with him through the Vandals. But I went over to his house and I needed to work on a drum part, and it was for that song on Heavy Petting Zoo's song "Freedom Like a Shopping Cart."
Oh, I love that song.
The beginning is this like jungle beaty kind of a thing, and I had an idea in my mind, but I couldn't quite get it out. So I went over to his house and hung out with him and did it. So then we became, we figured it out. So then, then we became more familiar with each other, like, friends. And about a year after that, we were at the NAMM show. Mind you, he's like a 15-year-old kid at the time. We're at the NAMM show, and he's like playing with Infectious Grooves. He might have been 17, I don't know. He's playing with Infectious Grooves, and I drove him there. And we're walking around, and everybody's, oh, Brooks Wackerman, Brooks Wackerman.
Yeah, because at 17, he still didn't have his license. I think he got his license.
He didn't get his license until he was 25.
Yeah.
Have you ever driven with him?
No, I haven't. Not when he's. I've driven with him when I'm driving. I've never.
With him driving, he still shouldn't have his license. So, anyways,
I'm glad he wasn't around for the band days.
So we're there together, and I think we're at the Zildjian booth, and he's talking to some big fucking Zildjian bigwiggy kind of fucking suit and tie kind of guy, and our mutual friend Lumpy goes, dude, go get him. So I snuck up behind Brooks in the middle of the NAMM show and pulled his pants off when he was having a fucking meeting. And you know how he is. He's pretty like shy and like physical, like that.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a little awkward, but like in the best way. And his humor is there once you get to know him. It's just very dry and like
it's dry and dark.
It's fucking real tough. That guy has sent me some texts of like, those videos and you get from a friend. You're like, do I really want to fucking open this one up?
and you open it up and you get a chuckle out of it, but then you're like, do I really want to send that off to somebody? What if they take it the wrong way?
Totally.
So, anyways, I've known Brooks.
So you pantsed him, and
he was.
I gotta know. See, he told me a little bit about this. So he said, make sure when you have Eric on the show, ask him about the time he pantsed me. I don't think he knew that I was going to go this far, though. When you did the pants, how good of a job did you do? Did you get the underwear too, or was it?
To be honest, that I don't remember.
Okay.
I want to say if I got everything, I would remember it. I don't remember, but I do remember that he was 100% mortified. Like,
he just said, like his entire body just turned beet red.
Yeah, like just fucking more. And I actually felt kind of bad afterwards. And I usually don't feel bad about that kind of shit because I felt like.
Well, again, you got to remember, as you painted the story, he was like probably a 17-year-old kid at the time too.
Yeah, and I'm pushing 30, and I'm picking on the guy in front of the fucking people he's trying to make money off of.
That's fucking
hilarious. And it's not just in front of like a suit and tie kind of guy. If you've ever been to the NAMM show, there's 10 million people milling about in all directions. It's fucked up.
Yeah. It's the music convention. Like if anyone doesn't know what NAMM is, but knows what Comic-Con is, it's that for music. It's right. Like that's the whole thing.
Right. So not only did he get pants in front of like somebody that's he like a working relationship with, there was easily within eyesight 100 people like looking. You know what I mean? Like he was on stage pantsed. And
I love that.
I still feel kind of bad about it.
Now you guys are like neighbors, though, right? You're both in Long Beach. Like, how close are you guys?
Probably about a mile.
About a mile, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we live in the same neighborhood, but he's on one side, I'm on the other.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. I love that. The last person that I want to ask about with the mutual friendship. I know that years ago, Matt, our singer, started hanging out with you. You guys were golfing quite often, and I remember like I was like, "You're golfing with Eric? Like that's weird. Like I only saw him in passing on Warped Tour. Like you're actually befriending him. Like so, how did that come about?"
Fuck, I don't know. That's a good question. And I just golfed with him probably 2 months ago was the last time. Right before this shutdown, I probably golfed with him. I don't remember. Oh, I think I do. Remember?
Was it the John Reese stuff?
That thing that in San Clemente or whatever.
Ducking for dollars.
Yeah, and you were there. And Matt
I wasn't there. Matt and Zach were. I didn't go.
You sure
I just started golfing a year ago, so I had not been into that yet.
And
if I was there, I wasn't golfing. I was probably there just partying.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, and that was probably 15 years ago, maybe not that long ago, 10. I don't know. It was a while ago. And then it's like, oh, you golf, cool. I golf, cool. Let's golf. Then we golfed.
That's awesome. Yeah. How is your game, and how would you compare it to Matt's? I know Matt's game. I've seen him. So backstory to the golf thing real quick. We were out on tour with a tour manager. The name is mistaken me right now, and it's not Confessori, it was somebody else, and now I can't remember. I should have written it down so I could fucking remember. Anyways, he took us out golfing for the first time someplace in Arizona. None of us had fucking swung the club before.
Right.
Some of us took to it, i.e. Matt, and then some of us didn't. And he'd been doing that. And this was back when Jimmy was still with us. This was on the White Album, our White Album, not the Beatles album.
Not the Beatles White Album.
So it was probably like 2007-ish, I'd say. So Matt took to it, and he brings his clubs out on the road. A few of us tried it a few times that way, and then just recently, I think I could safely say everyone in the band minus Brooks is pretty into golf at this point. So I say all that to bring up the fact that I know where Matt's game is, and over the 13 years and how competitive he can be out on the course. How have your experiences been with him?
Golfing with Matt is super fun. I mean, super fun. Our game is comparable, about the same. He hits.
So what's your handicap?
I don't know right now, but I got down to an 8 at one point.
Wow.
And then that was like, I was really trying, got down to an 8, and then it leveled off at about a 12 or 13.
Okay.
You know, like stayed there. But I haven't been golfing all that much. So right now, like if I golf, I'm high 80s, low 90s, you know? So like me and Matt's game's comparable. When we golfed a couple months ago, I either beat him by 1 stroke or he beat me by 1 stroke, and my father-in-law kicked all of our asses.
Who's your father-in-law, and how is he just kicking everyone's asses?
He's an 80-year-old man. His name's Poppy. He's my wife's dad. He's an 80-year-old man, and he hits it 150 yards straight every time, and always shoots.
Isn't that fucking frustrating when you go out with someone and you're just like, you're trying to kill the ball and get it fucking way down there, and by that stance you end up spraying it a few times, and you just look and you go like, I'm doing it all wrong. I should just be fucking trying to be more consistent than fucking trying to kill the ball.
Dude, and that's okay. So I got my father-in-law hitting it 150 yards straight every time. Every shot is right where he wants it. He's not very far. And then there's Matt trying to bomb it 300 yards, but then it goes left, it goes right. Sometimes he does it, sometimes. And then there's me in the middle that I can only hit, my drive's like 220, 225, but it's straighter than Matt's. But Matt's closer to the pin when he's not in trouble, but I'm straighter. So that's where our game kind of levels out.
Gotcha. Yeah. So when you say 225, I'm like, that's solid, man. Like for me, I've only been seriously playing for about a year now, and like my game is absolute garbage. But it's gotten better over the year, and like I did hit my longest drive was at a charity thing, and it was when I very first started out. I had a cigar in my mouth. I have a video of it somewhere, and I played probably 5 rounds of golf. And it was a best ball kind of tournament. So It didn't really matter what I did. I was just out there drinking and smoking cigars.
Yeah, having fun.
Exactly. So, and that's what got me into golf. When I realized that was kind of a big part of it, I was just having fun. I was like, oh, I could get into that. Getting outside and hanging with friends. I'm into that. So I pulled a Happy Gilmore. I looked at the camera and said, grip it and rip it with a cigar in my mouth. Came back, smacked it. Now this part isn't going to be as exciting to people because they're like, oh, he smacked it 350 yards. No, this was very far from me. It's still my farthest drive is 265.
That's fucking insane, dude. If I hit the ball 265, I would fucking have a boner and fuck my own ass.
And I didn't, it was pure luck. It was like stupid. Like we already had a great drive with our foursome, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm going for it.
That's huge, man.
It was complete luck. That's the part, like when people who played a long time have never hit a hole in one, and then like someone comes out like after a few months and just hits a hole in one. You're like, that sucks.
I hit one time and one time only. I don't know what the fuck happened. We were on tour. We were in San Luis Obispo. I hit a 300-yard drive.
Wow.
It was a beautiful draw, and it had a nice draw to it.
I don't hit the ball that far. It was just one of those things where all the mechanics came together. I didn't have a tight grip on the ball. I'm in the club. I wasn't trying to control it. And then I birdied the hole. And then I have never, ever done that again. It's all between 2 and 230.
God, that game is just so frustrating. And then like when you have those you will have every round, you will have at least one shot that keeps you coming back. Because the rest of it's so frustrating. And then like that one shot was like, that feeling was so good. I wanted to come back for that.
When you're 150 yards out and you're looking at the pin and you take whatever club you take, for me, 150 yards out would be my 6-iron, and you hit it and it's crisp, and the second it leaves the face, you're like, oh, that's it. And you just watch it go exactly to where you wanted it to go. Yeah. It's fucking pretty gnarly feeling.
It's a fucking gnarly feeling. I totally agree. Do you surf at all?
I surf. Yeah, I surf all the time. As a matter of fact, I shape surfboards.
You shape surf?
I've been shaping for 12. Yeah, I've been shaping for 12 years.
I got to get you to shape a board for me. That'd be fucking insane. I would love that.
I'm shaping right now. I got 11 boards on the rack that I'm shaping.
Dude, that's fucking incredible. I had no idea. That's a rad. So that brings me to my last question and point here, because we were going off on a tangent with golf. I started surfing when I was 25. Lived here all my life. I could go into that backstory, but I didn't start surfing until I was 25, so about 10 years ago. I'm still trash at it. But like I equivocate, and you could correct me if it's not the same for you, but golf and surfing have a lot of similarities that you wouldn't necessarily think, right? Because you have to stay consistent with it, and it's always that one wave that keeps you coming back, or that one shot.
You're absolutely right. I never thought about it, because it's a steep learning curve. Both of them is a steep learning curve. You know, there's a lot of elements working against you, and when you get that one wave or you get that one shot to where it just puts something in your soul where you're like, oh my God, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there is a lot of similarities with that. I never thought about it, but there is.
I thought about it like when I started golfing, I was like, dude, this is like that same feeling in a different way. It's not the exact same feeling, but like you said, it puts something in you. You're just like, oh fuck! It's almost out of body, but you're still there. You're like, you're on a great wave, or when you make like an impossible shot, you're like, fuck.
Because there's so much like you're. This is kind of weird. Like with surfing, there's all of these things that have to come together: the wind, the tides, the swell, the direction of the swell, your paddle, your timing, all this shit. And golf is sort of the same thing too. You have your what the ball's laying up, is there a bunker in front, all this kind of shit, that all of these things that when it comes together and you're doing everything properly as you should, it's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, when the stars align for that moment, and both of us know what it's like when the stars align for music. Like the stars align for NOFX, the stars align for Avenged Sevenfold. And dude, again, thank you so much for being on the show. You have no idea what this means for my fucking 12-year-old self. Like, this is fucking incredible. So like I'm gonna let you go. I know you got other shit. You got some boards to shape apparently. I can't wait to see those and hang with you again in person when this pandemic goes away and we could get back to some sense of normalcy.
Cool, man. Well, listen, I mean, if you want to paddle out, like I was just right before I did this interview, did this thing, I was at Cliffs checking the waves. That's where I surf every day. Rad.
I would love to. I haven't been out in about a year, and I'm not in shape for it, so you could just laugh at me the whole time. It'd be fucking great.
It's a good time. Bring out a longboard and paddle around.
Yeah, that's how I started surfing.
All right, brother.
All right, man. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you soon, man.
Pleasure.
All right, man. Have a good one.
Adios.